discussions. We've just been talking nonstop about this issue since I stepped foot in the studio.
Yeah.
And I like to say this is one conversation at a time, and I think today is proof of that.
Yeah, no, and I vaccinated my children. I did not give the schedule that they have now, which is 73 total doses between the age of 1 and 5? 1 and 5, right? With the age of 1 to 5.
That schedule you have right there is birth through 18.
Oh, birth
I think
through
is what
18.
you're looking at.
Oh, okay, birth to 18. But
but the majority, yes, is given before kindergarten.
Right. With so it's total 73, and the majority are done. And you know what? What's the HPV, here it is, starting at 10 years old when a child isn't even sexually active or shouldn't be.
And we have seen pushes here in Texas to mandate that vaccine.
Wow.
Yes, it is shocking. And we were talking about this before we went on air, because a lot of times we hear, grandparents say, well, I was vaccinated. What's the problem? Why wouldn't you want to give your kids all the shots? And you pull out this schedule and they look at it and they're like, that can't be. There's no way we're giving all of these vaccines. And yes, this is what we are doing to these children.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is it's not funny at all, actually. It's kind of sad. But someone that works here at iHeartMedia that I was speaking with about a month ago said that she got coerced into giving her child. I'm not even going to identify anything about this person or the sex of their child or anything, but got coerced by the doctor by saying, if you don't get the HPV vaccine, do you want to give, your child cancer? And kind of pushed her, manipulated her into doing it, making her feel like she was a bad parent. Anyway, having said that, as it turns out, this person, ended up getting HPV anyway, because a lot of people do. It's an abnormal cell that happens on the cervix, and it actually can correct itself. But this person, it didn't prevent it. It didn't work.
It didn't work. And what I really want to chime in here with is the mission that we have at Texans for Vaccine Choice is promoting and advancing informed consent, medical privacy, and vaccine choice. You flip on the news, you turn on the radio, and what you're going to see is the wild anti-vaxxers that hate their children, hate society. They just don't care about you and your health. Couldn't be farther from the truth. We believe in the doctor-patient relationship. We believe that you as an individual should be empowered in your healthcare decisions. And we talk about this as a society all the time, but yet when we talk about vaccines, that all gets lost in the conversation. As a patient, when I step foot into my doctor's office, which I do on a regular basis because I have a great medical team and a great working relationship, they lay out the risk and benefits regardless of how small or big they are. They lay those out and they ultimately give me a choice. Why wouldn't we want our doctors to be practicing that every single day? Everybody should be on board with that concept.
I absolutely agree. This is a huge subject. It really is. I know you recently went to D.C., but before we get to that, I want people to know your story. What started all this? Tell us your story.
As we were talking about earlier, I'm just a mom. I'm really just a mom. I started my journey almost 18 years ago. Well, no, actually 18 years ago. My daughter just turned 18. And this is a tough story for me to share.
You have 3 children.
I have 3 children.
She's your oldest.
She's my oldest. And I researched all things giving birth to this beautiful, happy, healthy child. And I never really thought about the vaccine issue because I was vaccinated. We all were. It's just what we did. And my daughter suffered a severe reaction to what we believe, what her doctors believe is the pertussis vaccine that led to a brain injury amongst many other health issues. But when you're giving this cocktail, this combination of vaccines, it can be hard to pinpoint which one it was. We believe it was the pertussis, but maybe had she only had that vaccine, not in combination with all the others she got that day, maybe we wouldn't have had the reaction. We did. and it has significantly impacted her life. She just turned 18 years of age. It's been a really difficult year for us. All summer long, my phone was ringing off the hook with parents in crisis with their vaccine-injured children reaching adulthood. And I kept just thinking to myself, thank God it's not my child in crisis. Thank God I still have her in my home.
Well, they're difficult to control. And I have a friend who's probably listening right now. His grandson had to be institutionalized because of he's hard to handle. He's a grown boy now.
He's
like 200 some pounds.
On fire.
Right. You know, he's broken his glasses multiple times. He's been out of control. He got arrested at a restaurant for being out of control. And it's very difficult for these parents. And then I have another friend, same thing. So I know 3 people right now, including you, that have adult children on that same age range, between 18 and like 24, I think, that have had to institutionalize their children because they're out of control.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask is like, what symptoms
kind of outbreaks
started? Like, how did it start? And then what is she facing now? Like, what exactly
the seizures. I mean, her head swelled up immediately and she started having seizures. And again, if I, they keep telling these families.
They say that those seizures are fine. They're like.
It was within 15 minutes of leaving the doctor's office.
Well, and Lexi's in nursing school. She's,
not yet.
She's studying to be a nurse. And so she's having to deal with all this and having a new baby. And so, so your daughter, what is her name?
Ashlyn.
Yes. And so Ashlyn, shortly after, how shortly after having the DPT?
15 minutes.
Why did she have to get it?
This was just on the recommended schedule. I mean, we did what our doctors told us to do. We just never thought about it, never questioned.
This is when she was younger.
Yes, this was when she was younger. And then we kind of jumped ahead to the last few months and the last few years because we clearly at this time in our life, we knew this was taking place, but we didn't know the long-term effects of it. And over the summer, we're not sure exactly what happened with her, but we had a significant regression and it left us in a really, really vulnerable state. And as I mentioned before, all summer long, my phone had been ringing off the hook with these families in crisis. And I was just so thankful that my child hadn't reached that point. And then it happened to us and my child hit crisis and I had to make that very horrifying decision,
which a horrible decision.
Actually is the first time I'm publicly admitting that I've had to split my kids up for everybody's health, safety, and well-being. I'm also a single mama, and I think that's something I want to shed light on because I don't think most individuals really realize the effects on the entire family, the effects on the siblings, the stress of these parents, the cost to the state, the cost to the families. We are not prepared for this epidemic. And then you turn on the news and you turn on the radio and they say it's these mothers who hate their children. How dare they? And yet they don't know how much love we have for our children and how we've been screaming just, we've created an epidemic. Who's going to care for these kids? I'm not going to live forever.
Yeah.
And we are placing an enormous burden on our future generations if we don't stop this epidemic.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot more to talk about. Gosh, it hits close to home for me. My brother was put in an institution when I was a little girl, and that's the first time. It's the first time I ever saw my dad cry.
Yeah.
So I get it. But stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back. Wellbeing Journal is a remarkable bi-monthly health publication esteemed by intelligent readers worldwide. It's available in print or digital, single issues or subscription. Its focus is on living a happy, healthy life and preventing or healing illnesses naturally. Preventing or healing cancer, arthritis, cardiovascular conditions, and digestive issues, as well as nutritional solutions for optimal health are regular subjects. Learn more at wellbeingjournal.com.
Hi, this is Vaughn Eaglin. As a licensed professional counselor and supervisor, I spend my career helping people cope with emotional problems. But today, I want to talk to you about nutrition. People ask me all the time for nutrition and weight loss advice, and I always find myself recommending a raw vegan protein, a food supplement called Warrior Blend by Sun Warrior. I wasn't always active and fit. In fact, I was very overweight as a child, and as a counselor, I must emphasize the importance of the mind-body connection. A clean body helps with a clean mind. Start today with Sun Warrior Blend Raw Vegan Protein. For more information, go to sunwarrior.com and start living clean today.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette. Do you know why I love Paleo Magazine? Paleo Magazine was founded with the purpose of providing readers with the information they need to live strong, vibrant, healthy lives. They are dedicated to partnering with leaders in the paleo community to spread the knowledge of ancestral health principles without the influence of big pharma or big agriculture. Paleo Magazine. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, or visit them at paleomagonline.com. That's paleomagonline.com.
Hey, this is Sean Wells of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. One Life Radio is proud to partner with the ISSN. The ISSN is the world's leading scientific organization dedicated to the science of supplements and sports nutrition. For their latest conferences and events, go to theissn.org. That's the ISSN.org.
Do recent media reports of unvaccinated children causing the return of measles have you worried? Could this manufactured media push be another symptom of the epidemic of fake news plaguing our nation? Let Texans for Vaccine Choice offer this cure for measles mania. 98% of students enrolled in Texas schools are up to date on their measles vaccine. We invite you to learn more about protecting your rights and plan on joining us in Austin at our state capitol on March 28th as we rally and fight for our freedom. For more information, go to TexansForVaccineChoice.com. Again, that is TexansForVaccineChoice.com.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette with Diamond Gray, Aviana Barrientos, Lexi Brinkley, and Jackie Schlegel. If you're just now joining us, Jackie Schlegel is the executive director for Texans for Vaccine Choice, and she's amazing. Her unshakable dedication inspires all of her members of Texans for Vaccine Choice to have a laser focus on one goal and one goal only, to maintain vaccine choice in the great state of Texas. You can find her at TexansForVaccineChoice.com. Okay, so, you recently went to Washington, D.C. Tell us about that, and how did it go? What did you see when you were there? And why were you there?
Well, that's a very good question. So recently this has become, the vaccine subject has become of national discussion topic. I mean, this is something that we're all talking about. But recently there was a committee hearing in D.C. as far as vaccine hesitancy, and what they are saying is misinformation online. And they are men are actually proposing that social media platforms remove any type of vaccine safety discussion, which really ought to be horrifying to us all, right? The fact that we can't even discuss this without Big Brother telling us, no, you can't go down that. So my goal was to get there, to kind of get the lay of the land, figure out what's taking place in D.C., attend this hearing. And I'm not sure if you followed any of this, but the subject of this hearing, who was the main person, the main presenter who was there testifying, was this young man who had just turned 18 and got caught up on his vaccines. Did you hear about this story?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Which was very fascinating to me as a parent and just as an individual, because this really wasn't news, right? Like, I remember when my brother turned 18, he went and got a tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you turned 18. You're an adult now. This is your choice to do this.
Right.
But they really put this kid into the spotlight. And I really feel for his family. I feel for him as an individual because I'm not sure, if he realizes, what this really means for him and his family. But in my opinion, this was not news. It was not newsworthy. But nonetheless, they put this young man in the spotlight. They gave him a platform to testify on his experience, and then basically petitioned to this committee that they censor this conversation on social media and counter us in what they call our misinformation. So I was going to